Oh, I don't know if, oh, I think, all right, yeah, there we go. We are live. What's going on, everybody? At this moment, I'm not talking to anybody, just not that many subscribers or viewers. So, but we're in the early stages, which is perfectly fine. It's not a big deal. But found doing these live streams help me be a better trader, and hopefully someone can down the road find these videos and find some inspiration, and learn something maybe. So as you guys see by the title of the video, we have officially gotten funded by TopStep. We've passed our trading combine, which our goal, like in order to pass, you have to make $3,000 profit in order to pass. So we did that within 5 days, when only having one day where we stopped out. So pretty good overall. Super happy, super excited about it. Um, got my account a lot quicker than I expected. Um, we didn't trade the morning because we didn't have our account, but I got a nice little notification or a nice email, and around like 10 o'clock, and I was like, well, guess we are going to trade today. So want to get back. I wanted to get back on the markets as quickly as possible and keep these good vibes rolling. Today is the first day we are officially trading on our funded account, which means we have the opportunity to actually get paid out, make real money, and get like take money out and basically make it full legit, completely legitimate. So um, we got all of our stuff logged in. We're back on track right now. We are kind of waiting for things to kind of pick a direction on where it wants to go. Um, so far, we really are kind of waiting for a move. Things quite haven't gotten like haven't moved, haven't made a firm direction, like picked a firm direction. Um, so when I first got on, so right now we're looking at the 1 minute time frames. I'm kind of waiting, looking for a possible entry point, because I think we're close to a possible play, a possible move. So it is currently 11:15, 11:17. We're gonna go look at the 15-minute time frame, show you guys what we're looking at, and why we just kind of justify what we're doing here. If you go watch the when the trading me getting funded, my trading plan was always to make around 1,500, like maximum $1,500 in a day, right? Because we didn't want to go over that. We wanted to get close to that so we can do the challenge as quickly as possible. Um, so the only thing that I'm changing from what I did in the to get funded is we're not going to set a profit target. Um, because we don't want to limit that. We don't want to limit ourselves to like if we are trading well and making smart plays, we want to maximize those plays. Or if we make a good trade, we take our profits and then we look for another opportunity. Um, Again, so we don't. That's the only thing we're really changing is we're not capping the money that we can make. So on my trading plan, I went ahead and wrote down just kind of general guidelines. These are not like set in stone. This is just a general idea of like what profit targets or what you can like what you're looking for as far as profits. So just a general idea. If I want to make if my goal is to make $1,000, we're going to need about 20 points of movement. If you and these are just based on one contract. So obviously this thing again, these are just parameters, ideas of what we can shoot for. All the way up to $5,000 in a day, and that's 100 points of movement. So just a spectrum of it, which just kind of an idea of what we may be looking at, what we could try to do. So, but the one thing that is staying the same is our $500 max loss per day. So that's what I found is that has actually made me stay even more patient with waiting for a good trade because if I get in at a good point, I should not have that kind of drawdown, especially if I'm only opening a position with one contract at a time. So, um, anyways, another thing also, so with the Express funded account, for the initial part, basically we can only trade with a maximum of two contracts at this point until we have profited at least $1,500. So, which is fine, which is a really that's why so far TopStep has done is pretty good. It's they the parameters they set, in my opinion, hindsight, are really good for you to really become a disciplined trader, and it's helped me tremendously. So we are again, so we can the maximum amount of contracts we can take is two. So we'll have to keep that in mind. On when we were trying to get funded, we basically always entered one contract at a time, and then once we saw things start going firmly in our favor, that's when we would size in and buy another contract, and then let it ride out and close it for a profit. So um, what we're looking at here, this is a 15-minute time frame. We had CPI come out earlier this morning. Came out a little bit higher than expected, but I don't think it was like tremendous. Like it's still not tremendously affecting much, other than like people just obviously on this 15-minute pre-market it just freaking dropped, and then we had some kind of pullback here, hit a little level of resistance, and basically these trend lines are. And so I basically have my level support of where this candle ended, and then I have a level of resistance on where this earlier move happened, and then so looking at the indicators here, so we're obviously well below the moving averages, which is fine, and then we our RSI has kind of hit a bottom and kind of made its way up, kind of starting to turn around. But then we have also our MACD that's kind of laying flat. So we'd have to pay attention, keep in mind that we could possibly see a cross up if we get some buying power in. And then these trend lines I've developed on the lower time frame earlier on to kind of give me an idea, like just kind of visualize where things are moving right now. So mental note, again, we were oversold, moving up, and then MACD's laying flat. So if we get some buying power, we could see a cross up, which would be a solid indicator for a possible uptrend or a movement up. So let's go. We're gonna go down to the 5 minute time frame, just kind of get a little closer look at it and see what we're working with. We're gonna Name of the game here is again always just staying patient and waiting for a good opportunity. Let the charts tell you when to trade. So on the 5 minute, this is what we're looking at. Same thing. So uh, RSI is slowly just kind of trended down, trended down. So, and then these trend lines are what we're kind of paying attention to the most. So this was a trend that started with the upside, and this is a trend that started with the downside. So as long as we're kind of waiting for everything to line up for us to decide which direction we want to take. Because as of right now, our most recent trend would be we hit a level of resistance up here, came down, created a new low, created a lower high, lower low, lower high, and then we're kind of expecting this one hasn't. If it is going to fall, we would need to see a lower low to confirm our downtrend. If we do get a break down, we can expect it to try to come and touch this line or hit this level of support. But with CPI coming out a little bit higher than expected, and then we have PPI coming out tomorrow, I think tomorrow or Friday. Um, I'm personally in kind of favoring the downside because so far the news that we have gotten recently hasn't been the best. It hasn't been bad, like terrible news. It just hasn't been enough for I feel like for people to like feel strongly about staying in and keeping the market. That's just my personal opinion, and I'm always open to the fact that I could be wrong. So, but when you're day trading, all that stuff is like that's important information to know, just kind of have in the back of your mind. But it's when you're day trading, like you kind of just let the price action tell you what it's doing, and just be patient with it. Oh, another thing today, we have the FOMC minutes coming out at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So we need to do that's 1 p.m. our time here. So I'm gonna take a kind of put a little mental note here. Put my little vertical line at 1 o'clock. So that is our text. I'm gonna put in here FOMC minutes. Actually, we'll do even more. Minutes, 1 p.m. So even though like the data itself, like we've already got the FOMC meeting, obviously, um, it's just that's a good point to notate because like once you get close to that time, kind of volume typically picks up a little bit in either direction. So we'll just be prepared for that. This is kind of feeling like an upside move, not gonna lie. Um, I just feel like there's just not enough volume to sell off as of right now. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this come up and touch this level. The vibe I'm getting is it's possibly going to go here, kind of curl back up, maybe reject one more time, and then once we get to that 1 o'clock bell, possibly either shoot up and retrace back to its original open, or that's when everything can fail and fall back down. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. So we're gonna kind of let to see how this thing plays out. Right now, like I said, there's not enough volume for us to really comfortably get into a trade because again, we're waiting. Like our whole thing is, I want to be patient and wait for those really the good opportunities. I don't want to just put one in there just so I can say I'm in a trade. So that's what we're gonna wait for. And since we obviously got into the market late today, we're just gonna like today's a day where we can kind of we're gonna take our time. We have until the 3 o'clock bell to trade, so um, just gonna wait. This is a patience game. You got about 3.5 hours to make some money, basically. That's what we're looking at. So possibly getting a little cross up on the 5 minute here, which would mean a nice push up. I imagine this thing will probably push up to this level, to the moving average at least. Go and retest it. Yeah. Let this thing cook out. We got 2 minutes on this candle. Let's see what it does. Um, like I said, I think that's kind of what it's looking like. I feel like we might go get it to touch this moving average up here, just based on where the possible crossover on the MACD. RSI is starting to kind of trend up just a little bit. And again, this like the sell off. So what I'm seeing is like so this had a pretty nice sell off, pullback, had a good sell off, but was still less than its previous move. And then even this one was smaller. So it's like less good high sell off, medium sell off, low sell off. So that would kind of to me that means that the sellers are kind of leaving the game. They're out. They're moving out. Um, or they got out what they wanted. They're also waiting for a good opportunity. Again, you want to be prepared for both sides. Um, they could be opening up some opportunity just to dump it. But yeah, so I'm kind of again, I'm based on what this looks like, I'm kind of favoring a push up to the upside. But again, we're in a situation where we don't have a firm signal, so we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait this thing out. Now, if I was open and was trading this morning and was here before pre-market, before the data was released, um, we probably could have seen this. We probably could have played this, saw that this was overbought. So just kind of like hindsight, I guess. So this was overbought or kind of approaching overbought. It was overbought at 7:15. Cross up. We got our note. We got our alert. Um, and then things are kind of messing around. All the moving average is really tight. Had a nice wick up off this level. Probably could have seen this thing and at least played some of it. Probably could have gotten a good trade. Things dropped drastically. Yeah, that would have been an awesome play. That right there is probably like a on one contract. So let's just do some quick math here. Assuming you got in like perfectly, which is not always the case, highly unlikely, at 5270.5, and say you got out here at this level, that's 5197. Jeez. Oh wait, that wasn't even the right number. 5270.5 minus 5184.25 is that bottom number. That's 86.25. That right there is $1,000 move on one contract. Wild. Absolutely wild. All right, so we did get the cross up on the MACD. So that's kind of signal number one. I guess signal number one would be the slowing of the fall, the smaller falls, I guess. So signal number two would be the MACD cross up. Um, and then I guess what we're really wanting to see is really just this thing kind of, I guess a nice little can. I'd like to see more of the MACD kind of be more up. And also I'd like to see volume pick up because that would be actually, why is this so, oh, that's just the volume just low. See if we get this to go. Let's see. Property release. Wow. Try to get this thing, see if we can get this thing to spread out somewhere. There we go. Okay, that looks better. Now we can see all of our volume. I don't know why it was changed like that, but this is what our volume looks like. So a lot of volume sell off. Um, see, we had a good volume picked up to sell off, fell down, kind of held it up. So the volume could be potentially if we see a volume pick up, then we are in a good spot to take along to go long. Plus, we are a hour and a half away from the FOMC minutes. So if we take a long position, we would need to see, we would need for us to continue with the trade. This is this level right here, 5209 would be a pretty strong level that we need to see break above, which would also be probably pretty close to the moving average. So if we break the moving average, then our next level would be this level of resistance up here. And if things are going to rally completely for the end of the day, then we would probably see this thing come up into this zone and maybe even come back up to, I don't know what this red line is. Uh, Might have been yesterday's line that we set for yesterday. But either way, we should see. We're gonna leave those there. Oh, those are our trend lines. What am I thinking? Yeah, those are trend. Those are kind of useless now. Actually, we don't need these. We need to delete these. The trend lines can be removed. We'll leave that top one. But where were we? So yeah. So basically, again, I mean, call me crazy, but I would not be surprised if this thing made a full recovery going into the end of the day, just to basically lay it flat before PPI data. I wonder if the 15-minute crossed up on the MACD. If 15-minute crossed up on the MACD, we might strongly consider entering here. Let's see if it looks like it's getting closer to crossing. Oh yeah, so we're like right there. Yeah, so we that looks pretty good. Came back down. Looks like we're getting some push it up. We I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna take a long. MACD looks like it's very close to the to crossing up on the bottom here. Oh yeah, we're like right there. Oh, it already technically crossed. So we're gonna go back on the 5 minute and rock and roll. Now that we 15-minute looks pretty promising for a push up. At least so for like long term or like a longer term play. So 5 minute looks all right. And so now we're gonna see go down to the 1 minute, see if we can snipe an entry and see if we can catch like a catch again, obviously like yeah, snipe an entry. Basically catch a good entering point, make sure we're getting at the best price possible um for this move. So things are kind of moving straight up. Looks pretty solid actually. See if we can get a pull down to the trend line maybe. If we can get a pull down to the trend line here, that would be nice. We'll go ahead and enter. Let's see if we can get a red candle to the trend line first. Or maybe not. Maybe it might break out right here. Looks pretty good. Like to see a pullback first before we fully go in. Want to see it go touch this trend line one more time. If we get that, we're gonna rock in it. We're gonna roll it. Roll it long, baby. Roll it long. So it's kind of wake. I like this. So it kind of waked up just above the previous level. Uh, let's see if it says. Let's see if we can get a nice little pullback first before we take off. It's currently 11:38, 11:40, almost yet. What we don't want to do is we don't want to chase this. If we think there's a good opportunity for this to pull back a little bit before entering, we want to wait for it. And if we get it, great. If not, it's whatever. Wait for a better entry. Nice two little bottoms here. There we go. Let's see. Come on, baby. Let's see what we got here. I think we'll let this thing work. Just wait. Again, what kind of want to wait to let this thing come back and touch this trend line first. So essentially, what this might actually it's kind of lined up pretty well is we have the moving average, the fast moving average is starting to move up. So yeah, it's probably a good level that we'll see retest. Create a level of support of this moving average. If this moving average creates is acts as a nice support, then again, another pretty good signal, pretty good signal that we could move, this thing will be moving up. So a couple things again. Uh, the on the 15-minute MACD cross up is pretty much already happened. Um, and then the 5-minute one already happened. And then now we're waiting for a pullback here. See if this thing rejects, which it did pretty nicely. So let's see what this thing does. What we don't want to do is get in here and it'd be basically just swipe out. So I want to see if MACD is gonna if it's gonna cross. See if this moving average creates support. Wicking up pretty well. Let's see what this thing does. I could buy in here. See if it holds down. So basically, if we enter here, our stop loss will be basically this level down here, right where these bottom ones are. Touch it again. Okay. Going back to the 5-minute, so we kind of have an idea what's going on. Potentially have it looks pretty good. I probably should have entered there, but I hesitated, so it's okay. Um, we're going to just be patient, and if we can see if we can get this thing to pull back a little bit more, then we'll go ahead and take the trade. So everything looks pretty good still here. Volume is picking up, so we had a little low volume, picking up volume, picking up volume, picking up volume. So it's a pretty good sign. Soon here we will get we should get a nice little confirmation, I guess. But I do like the way this looks. Kind of hit two bottoms here, work its way up. Each candle has kind of been a little bit higher, higher, higher. So kind of, I guess you could say this is kind of like a little triple bottom here. One, two, three. I think I'm gonna stay on the 1 minute so we can again snipe this entry. So what we're looking at here, so again, 15-minute and the 5-minute both look pretty good for the upside. Um, it's just now it's just kind of like the 1 minute, just trying to get in at a good point. Because also on the 15 and the 1 minute, or 15 and the 5-minute, the moving averages are pretty well above. So that means we have a nice little chance to see things move. All right, so we got a nice pullback. Let's see if if it breaks below here, then this trade would probably be invalid. We probably don't want to take this trade. Okay, so we got our cross down here. See if we can get a level, if we kind of create some some something that looks like we're gonna keep going up before we decide to keep moving, before we do anything else. Wild, dude. Wild. So kind of almost reversing the trail here. So since this is going pretty much pointing down, well, didn't quite get down to this level. So it's probably, and then we walked out that door. That's when I lost it. Midnight lost it. So we had our bottom here, and then it kind of came up, created a new level here, came up, created a new level here, slightly higher. So let's see. Let's see what this thing does. See if it pulls back some more. That's when I lost it. All right, so we know that this is so now we know the MACD is moving is below. Um, so if we are gonna get a full move up, we'll know that the MACD on the 1 minute crosses back up. Um, so that means everything will kind of be aligned for an upside. So that's kind of what we're looking for. So I feel like I always have to adjust these. I don't feel like I should have to adjust these all the time, but I do. Boom, came up, tried to touch, came up, bottom, try to reach up here, bottom. So 45, it's 12. It's almost 12 o'clock. It's 'In a hard place. Starting to look better and better. It's got a brand new candle. Let's see this thing work. If it kind of rejects at a higher level than this candle, well, go ahead and enter. But if it falls through, that would be, it means we need to wait a little bit more. It looks pretty good. Nice little wick there. Like this as a nice little bullish engulfing. Not nearly at necessarily at the bottom of the move, but we got a pull back here, and then the 5 minute. This one kind of completely engulfed this red candle, which would be a pretty good thing for a good amount, like for again bullish signal. Just buyer stepped in and were able to completely recuperate that move down. Um, so getting ready. See what it does at this level. This might be our move. Should be wait. Well, play with the screen here. Act like I'm buying, see to make it go down. So if anything, we're gonna bid in one contract for a long position. We have 2 minutes for this candle to finish. Um, Again, just want to get a good price, buying at a good deal. Start getting the move. Wait. Don't want to chase that move. Wait for it to come back a little bit. Got 1 minute for this candle. Let's see if it pulls back or if it looks like it's gonna go up. See if it's gonna wick down or if it's gonna be a strong candle. See this thing pull back. Hand on the trigger, ready to enter. Wait for it to pull back. Go down, try to pull back a little bit. Go down there and touch the trend line a little bit more, and we'll be good to go. We got 4 minutes on this candle. This is starting to form what would look like a form of a nice little uptrend. We were a little hesitant on the entry. We're just wanting to make sure we, again, just don't want to rush things. Just stay patient and wait for what we feel like is the final move or the best entry. Because what I've seen before, and this is a pretty good pattern, is it comes down, creates a level here, comes a little bit lower, comes back up here, pulls back down, and then this pull down will be slightly higher than this one, or at least equal to. And once we get that rejection and things start coming up, boom, it shoots out. So I guess that's kind of what we're waiting for. 'Cause I think I wouldn't be surprised if this thing works up all the way till the FOMC meeting minutes. Because this thing is kind of moving slow. I feel like if it was really gonna move all the way up, it would have shot out like a gun, just like, but it's not. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing hits this level right here. We're gonna put a line here, just so a good visual. I wouldn't be surprised if it hits this level and rejects. If it does get that rejection and pulls back, we're gonna wait for this bottom here for our entry. Because even in so our MACD is not a crazy amount above. It's still just they're kind of flat in my opinion. Um, and the moving at or the RSI is not. It's not convincing enough to me yet. And based on the pattern that's forming, again, it's just kind of. I'd rather wait and see what happens because we don't want to risk it. If we don't feel good, don't feel 100% about the trade, we're not going to take it. I want to see what it does against this level here. The 5209.75. Shoot, if it rejects it, we might take a quick short position, take it down, swing it down to the bottom here. It's almost 12 o'clock. Watch this thing hit. Watch this thing just top out right here. You got a minute left on this candle. If this thing has the same candle right here, that'd be wild. That'd be pretty cool, not gonna lie. It'll probably go touch it. I'd like to see it touch it because it's kind of touch it and then wick down. So it hit the moving average and reject and wick down. So we got an hour until FOMC minutes. Okay, let's see what it does to this line. Ooh, ooh. So we might be looking for a little scalp action here real quick. Uh, get in here on this 1 minute. Because if we get a rejection, oh, there it is. There it goes. Look, rejected right off of it. Come on, thing, load. Ooh, look at that. Look at it. Look. Oh, we missed it. We missed it. Ooh, we done missed it. That was a move. Ah, thing freaking didn't load. That's okay. Okay. Well, we might actually ride this thing. Look at that thing. Straight down. Bounced right off the trend line. Came right down to this level here. Cross down. We may play short here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What just, let's wait. May come back and retest this trend line here. Nice wick up. Came in. Base, okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Call me crazy, but I'm going long. I think it's going to pull right back up. That's basically, wow. So we take it and ride. Let it go down to the trend line here. It broke. So reason I went ahead and took short because it broke below this previous level. So this thing's going to fill all the way down to this at least to the trend line. We'll let this thing ride. That was massive. RSI straight down. MACD's pretty straight down. We're below our previous level that it wasn't breaking down below. So I think overall this move should be pretty valid. Let things ride. Let it work. Got in a little late. So that's okay. Everything's still straight down. We could be getting a pretty big sell-off, kind of like earlier this morning. If this thing, see if we need to get below this wick here, we might fill it all the way down to this bottom here, all the way down, and that is why we wait. Oh, we're oversold, but this thing is just pointed down. There's no reason to sell yet, unless we start seeing any kind of signs of bottoming out. There's no. We're just gonna let this thing ride. Like I said, our first level is this level of support down here. This thing needs my computer is just having a ball trying to process all this. Okay. Come on, get us back on our 5 minute. We're gonna stop switching basically. So everything should be just pointed straight down at this point. Yeah, or at least get this fill here. Look at that big volume candle right there. Absolutely massive. We're gonna keep with our one contract. Reminder, we have the most amount of contracts we can have is five or is two. So, and if this thing decides it's gonna just keep falling, then shoot, we'll just let this baby ride. So basically, I mean, we broke our uptrend that our simple uptrend that we had. So this trend line is kind of not really all that important anymore. It's kind of irrelevant. Even though we thought we would. So we need to see if this thing just wipes out, that would be absolutely fantastic. So RSI is pointed straight down on the 5 minute. We're gonna get a looks like if obviously if selling pressure keeps up, we'll get a cross down on the MACD as well. Um, price action rejected pretty nicely off the moving average. So I mean, this could be a bloodbath. Like I said, just keep it. We're gonna keep it at one contract. Just let this thing work. One contract can still make a lot of money, just like we saw on this one. That move was $1,000 move on that, just one contract. So let this thing work. If we get to this level of support, we'll wait for it to see if it's going to come back. But if it looks like it's going to break, if it this could possibly break that support, then we'll get into another contract, and then we'll be full positioned in for this thing just to ride down. Don't really have much of a level down at the bottom, because we don't really. It is what it is. Basically, just kind of pay attention to it and be ready to take profits. So a lot of volume to pull it down. Still a lot of volume. Volume may be falling down. Um, so we'll have to see if there's enough volume to keep pushing this thing down, or if it's going to stop out right here. Excuse me. This candle's got 4 minutes on it. I like to see this candle start moving below the previous candle. Want to see it start moving below. This having a little green is perfectly understandable considering the two big red candles. But so we obviously want to see this thing continue this way, break below it, which it looks like we're close. And just a cool little side note. So since we're in one contract, if you take what this shows right here and divide it in two, that's essentially what we're up in profit. Once we get into two contracts, whatever this number says, that's what we're in profit. So right now we're like $225 roughly, or like right at 250. At 3 minutes left on the candle, let this thing cook. Nice pullback that we're getting, or nice, looks pretty good. 2 minutes left on this candle. Come on. Got 1 minute left on this candle. Hold on, hold on, hold on. That is a lot of buying back. Lots of buying back. Almost engulfed it. It didn't quite. So let's see what this thing does, see what it works. So now we're looking at the question of is this thing actually going to fall or are we gonna move right back up to the pot to the upside? 4 minutes left on this candle. Don't want this to get too far away from us here. So I'm just kind of writing in while we're waiting this, letting this thing kind of work. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wow, ooh, yikes. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought, but that was some damage right there. Wow. We closed it in time. Um, dang. That's okay. It's okay. We're good. Reject. So we're writing in our reasons. So why we took the trade initially. So reject the moving average 50. MACD crossed down and broke previous support. And we closed exit. This is what's crazy about this right here is that we very well could see this thing absolutely skyrocket here. Which, if it does, then we'll play it and take the money there. So we have to stay in it, stay strong, just wait. We're gonna recuperate for a second. Um, can't win every trade. Um, we held that one a little too long. The moment we saw this thing double bottom, and start going up, we probably should have closed it. Um, but that's okay. So we closed at 5199 for a $375 loss. which is equal to 30 ticks, divided by 4, which is equal to 7.5 points lost. That's okay. That's okay. Um, I guess in a way the same remains. Like if this thing breaks up here, we could like going long probably isn't a bad choice. What we don't want to do is like hop in and then this thing go against us again. So wow. Could have closed at the bottom. Got in a little late. Didn't quite. We should have just taken our profits when we had them. But hindsight's 2020, right? So, all right, we are breaking out of here. So we're gonna go ahead and see it in. So we took a long position, broke up above our level here, retesting it now. Let this thing ride up. We're gonna let this rock and roll. We're gonna freaking ride it. We're in this. Let's go, baby. Come on. We broke above the level. Create this level of support. Should see this thing rocket right back up. See this thing shoot up. Go test this level up here and ride this baby. Ride this ride. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's ride it. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Rally. We're on the rally. Buyers take over. Come on, baby. Let's go. Come on. Rock it out of there. Rock it out of there. Start climbing. Come on. Hold on. Hold this thing. Hold this line right here. Hold that level. Hold that level. Come on. Come on. Ah! Ah! That's okay. We're done. We're done trading for the day. Okay. Bro, bro, these markets be playing. Okay. Whatever. Whatever, bro. Okay. That was dumb. That was stupid. That's okay. So, wow, I'm like frustrated because then it's gonna. God damn it. All right, well, there's nothing we can do now. It is what it is. All right, so this is what we wrote on our notebook. Stupid trades, chasing, and that's exactly what we did, and that's why we lost money and we hit our stop loss. And we didn't stick to our trading plan. Lost $1,000 today. So it is what it is. There are those losing days, unfortunately. Not the way we wanted to start it, but that's okay. Look at this thing go. Oh, that's frustrating. But we can't let that get to us. We know what we did. Honestly, so this first trade was a little bit chasing, but it was a solid trade. I just felt like it was going pretty well for it to keep going down. Should have just locked it in, especially knowing that we're coming up on the FOMC minutes. So again, not the way we wanted to start today. That first trade wasn't bad. We cut it at a $375 loss. Um, it was it was the second trade that we tried to get back in, which was fine. But again, we kind of chased it. Didn't like it. Just that we shouldn't have made those trades. Um, there's just so all the volume that picked up right there. Not just wasn't probably just wasn't the good thing. Wasn't good to get in. Um, but you know what they say, hindsight. What we were trying to do with this is catch this move and maybe get a quick little profit and kind of minimize the loss for the day. But that's what happens. And it's funny this happened because when we were doing the funded account or trying to get funded the combine, there was a day that I didn't necessarily chase. It kind of similar to this is that we didn't really fully stick to our game plan and ended up losing. So that was just reckless trading. We lost $1,000 on that on the other day, and then now we lost another time. So, and that was because we weren't really full. We were being patient, but um, in all reality, nothing here really gave a solid signal other than this breaking below this support. That was the only thing that really kind of made sense as to why to take a short. Well, I guess this hitting this support again. It's just one of those things I just didn't take profit, unfortunately. But you know what? The thing is, the good thing about this loss is it's another kind of check mark to say, hey, not like you've done it once, you've done it twice. It's a reminder of like, hey, stick to your trade plan, take your profits because um, I could have taken my profits down here on my first trade, been up like $200 on the day, which is literally the minimum for us to get paid out. So all we did here today by not taking profit is just prolong us from being able to take a payout. Um, and that's overall that's the goal. We want to be able to make a good amount of money. Um, but when we are able to pay out, we want to be able to make a nice payout as well. And we won't be able to do that unless we put some winning days together or get some green on the board. Um, but I'm excited. It is what it is. This stuff happens. It's part of trading. It's gonna happen. But fortunately, so with the Express Fund account, it's got the same parameters. So we have a maximum loss of 2,000. So we'll have to just come in tomorrow with a clear mind and just be ready to trade and just remember what we're doing. Just stick to it because just keep in mind if we keep on the track that we're going. We're just kind of looking for $1,500 worth of moves. Um, we can easily make the stuff back and be back on track. So I'm not going to think too much into this one. I think that it always kind of just boils down to just reckless trading, and that's what seems to hurt the most. Whenever we don't be reckless and be patient and wait for those good signals, um, that's when usually the trade goes well. And also, I can tell you just because a factor that is probably or is a factor is that it is well, like in a way it's like subconsciously we know that this is like our account, like this is our chance to make money, so of course we want to believe like do everything we can to try to make money. But so now it's like a little bit more pressure, but that pressure is good. Like again, it's just one of the things that we stay keep our emotions out of it, stay logically, and we will be fine. See, that's the thing. This wasn't a bad thing. It's just we chased it. We weren't waiting. Like we would have been perfectly fine. This thing's probably gonna fill all the way back down in here too. But yeah. So we ended up losing $1,000 today. Very unfortunate, but that's okay because we're gonna work. We're gonna. Today's Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. And we are going to. Our I guess a good goal would basically to be in the week green. So we have Thursday and Friday to trade. If we can end the week green, that's 2 days of profit in a row. That would be great, and we can finish this week out on a green note. So hope you guys enjoy this live stream. Again, I'll be going back live every morning. So during the weekdays, and yeah, that's basically it. Um, Hope you guys enjoy. Like, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave some comments in the comment section, and